Good morning, you guys. It is the One Piece King here today, and it turns out we got some news for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, and that news apparently is that we got another Gear 4th version, which is Gear 4 Snakeman. Like we actually got the player model for it, so it actually looks cool. I believe it's from the V-Jump scans. I think it's either from V-Jump or the other jump scan. But I looked on PS3's channel and everything. I looked and everything, and we got the scans today, and it shows Luffy Snake Man, like Luffy Gear 4th Snake Man, and how he can do the jet culverine. At least from what we see in kind of like a screenshot photo of the action. As for the gameplay, I feel like we gotta wait a little bit later for that. But, whenever we do, like, get to see that, I hope that they have all the incorporated moves that we saw of Snake Man in there. Like, I mean, all of them. That means Black Mamba, King Cobra, Jet Culverine. Um, I mean, I think those are the only moves we know. I think Stampede probably created a new one that we didn't get in the anime series, probably. Because, if I remember correctly, I think I did see Luffy use Snake Man as well in the Stampede movie. I didn't watch it, I just saw, like, him just transforming into Snake Man. And I'm like, hey, they bring Snake Man back. Like, it proves something again. But, but besides that, we also got a new playable character, and it's new, as in meaning like he has never been in any of the Pirate Warriors games at all. I mean, of course, he couldn't be in the first or the second one because those two, took around like points to, I guess, around like the first one, I guess, took around to only like the return of Saba Odi, the time skip, at least just the beginning of it, and in Pirate Warriors 2, like even though it's filler, it only probably goes up to like Punk Hazard, I want to say. It only goes up to Punk Hazard because we see Smoker looking new in his new world, outfit and everything with the scar around his on his head. I think it was like near his eye or something. It was like right here. But anyway though, and in Pirate Warriors 3, we all know it went up to Dressrosa because we already had characters like Caesar and Dofo. Well, I mean, I think Dofi probably did play a little bit of a role in the second one, I think. If not, then yeah, I can just say Dofi was added in the third game, like him and Caesar. But anyway, though, this character, I'm sorry I delayed it for so long, but this is our boy that we've been waiting for, the big yes of the game. Our boy Charlotte Katakuri is now playable in the game. You know, now the only things that we get to see that actually makes us excited about it, like with Katakuri himself, is that what they're gonna be doing with Whole Cake Island, with I believe probably in the whole story part of it, they are gonna do the fight where it is gonna be Katakuri versus Luffy, where it's Snake Man Luffy versus Katakuri. I feel like they're also gonna do the whole fight as well, like from the beginning of where the fight starts, and then later on you change into Gear 4th, and then it deflates on you, and then you gotta bounce in and out of mirrors, and then whenever the fight gets serious and everything, I'm pretty sure they might make a cameo appearance of Flopay. I don't know if they're gonna make her playable, but she might make a cameo appearance. Um, but whenever the fight gets serious and everything, that's whenever Luffy bust out, like Gear 4 Snake Man. Katakuri, gets serious as well, like he gets really serious, and, they start brawling out and all that kind of stuff. Like it shows, Katakuri not, wearing the scarf around his face. Like it actually shows he's not wearing the scar around his, or the scarf around his, his face, and he's also not wearing the jacket either. Like Katakuri, like I'm saying, is getting serious. You know, like it shows that, so I'm excited that they actually incorporated that in there. I'm just like, yes, we needed that. We needed that fight because I mean, that's the only reason how we got to see Snake Man in the first place, by both the manga and the anime side of it. That's the only way on how we really got to see it. Although the anime did extend it to where we did get to see Katakuri just busting out other different moves we'd never seen in the manga before, but I mean, it's okay. I'm not really judging, really. It's like it's okay. Another screenshot that we got to look at of Katakuri is that there was that one scene where Luffy is doing the Gatling and everything. I believe it was the hot Gatling, or I think it was regular Gatling. No, it had to be the hot Gatling because Luffy had to mainly use armament against Devil Fruit users, so it makes sense. Or just anybody in general. But anyway, though, so basically what we see is that Katakuri's got, the mochi, coming out of, his body and doing multiple different punches at once. I feel like that's also a cool combo that they gave him, but is it like one of those combos where, where you like run with it, or you just stand there and you're able to like keep doing it all the time, you know? Like, that's gonna be like a question probably when like gonna be answered later whenever we see the gameplay of Katakuri. But I mean, we got to look at the screenshot of him. We got to look at the screenshot, of at least that one technique move. At least I don't think on the other scans that we got to see like Katakuri's other moves. I don't think. Um, I think people are probably looking for like one of the most ultimate attacks is probably like the donuts technique where he goes and creates like either one donut or he creates like multiple ones, and then he's kind of got the little it's got like this little liquid aura on his fist, and that way he could just be like, yeah, like just flat out just throw punches, like the punch would start coming out of the donut mochi. Like either you could do one or you could do multiple, or even or even charge it up, to make it to where they're huge. Like I don't know if they're gonna bring, yeah, I don't know if they're gonna bring back the charge function on where you can like actually charge up your attacks to make the attacks and the combos stronger, or at least for some at least for some techniques though, on where you charge up techniques where, with Luffy, it's kind of like you stretch back and like you're kind of like stretching back and you're like holding yourself. Like you're getting ready to launch yourself with the Gum Gum Rocket, but whenever you go and charge it and everything, like Luffy kind of like sucks up air to where he's, in the balloon and then launches himself. And the other one would be, Zoro's flaming onigiri. You got to charge up that and everything. But, I bet all those questions of Katakuri will be answered. And the only big question that probably I would want answered is, like, with his observation. Like, his observation is able to read into the future. Like, he's able to, like, foresee attacks and everything, or just events in general. He's able to foresee it. Sorry. I wonder if they're gonna incorporate that into his character in the game. Like not making it too overpowered because we already know how overpowered it is. But I'm just thinking like, what if like say like what if that basically you're able to use it while you're standing and an enemy is about to go and attack you. Like you can foresee it, and it would be like a slow motion kind of thing where you can move out of the way, and the enemy, is in slow motion and is trying to strike at you, but you already moved out of the way, and then it like cuts back. Like it's not so slow motion anymore. It cuts back, and it's like, it's like you thought you hit me, but you did not. Like, oh. Like, I hope they do something with that though, with this observation, because if they did, like if they did do something with that, that'd be cool. But I wonder how well done that they did it. Like either they go the route that like I just predicted, where everything kind of slows down, and that's how he's able to predict the moves because everything is so slow, or it's more like, it's not like a slow motion kind of thing. It's more like, it's more like giving like an image or something, kind of like almost like a special attack almost. Like, I don't, well, at the same time, I don't want it to be like a special attack because, just like with Carrot's Silong form, it should be more of like, it should be more of like an awakening kind of thing. Like, I'm not saying that Katakuri's, observation has to be an awakening. I'm just saying, like, Katakuri's, like, like how he would be able to use it in an awakening. That would probably be the best way on how to use it is like during the awakening, like you won't be able to use it for like the entire time you're in the awakening state, but you would be able to use it. You would be able to use it like in little, time frames basically. Like they would give out this ability for only Katakuri only, or possibly Luffy, because Luffy does get the hang of it, in Wano at least. Like in Whole Cake he gets a little bit of the hang of it, but then in Wano he really starts to get the hang of it. But Katakuri though, with him, I just think like with his, since this is kind of like a little bit high advanced, that his actually should be like, not too overpowered, but not too low powered either. Like probably like in the medium, probably like in the middle, to where it's like it's also high powered, but it's also not too high powered. Like it's in a good balance of both, to where, like Katakuri would definitely be a beast. Like I can see him being a beast character, but like, with that added to it, like if they make it to where like he is nerfed to like straight up and everything, like his whole character, Katakuri gonna be a beast character, like flat out. No one's gonna care about playing the other ones. This is gonna be Katakuri. You're just gonna want to play Katakuri the entire game. Like the minute you unlock him, it's all like, boy, let's get this guy to 100, and then like play online matches and everything. Like just random online matches with your friends or random players, and then somehow it's basically getting to the like, well, I mean that's also another thing I probably want to discuss about is is basically like, are we going to be able to like choose to play as the same character but just like different outfits probably, or like a different kind of look, or is it going to be the same thing with all three of the games where if you go and play online with your friends, that basically, you can only like if one of you chooses the character and everything, like say for example they chose like Brooke, like say if they chose Brooke and you also want to play as Brooke, but you can't because your friend already chose that character. Like it kind of beats the purpose that you can't both play as the same character. Like I get it, there can't be two on the same field, but you get the idea basically. But but I don't know if they're gonna like still keep on with that, or if they're gonna make a little change to where it's like, oh yeah, you can play as the same characters, but they just can't both be in the same costume. But it could still be the same character, but it's just, different costumes and probably different movesets too. Like, since there's also this thing where you can also choose different moves and everything, like different combo moves, probably different ultimate attacks as well. Um, like there probably might be a change with that as well, to where, you would also have to change, some certain moves because if your friend or another player has that like incorporated onto their character, that means you gotta change it, like you gotta change it on yours, to some other moves and everything. Like that's what you gotta do with that one, you know. So I mean, like, I wouldn't have any problem with that. I'd be like, well, that means we could choose the same character, but there's still some little downsides, but that's okay. That's natural because you can't both be playing the same character, like looking the same on the field, because that'd be a bit of a headache. You can't do that. Um, but anyway, though, with those V jump scans, I'm really happy with that, though. Um, I mean, knowing that Katakuri is now playable in the game, that already takes the biggest wish list like off already. Like I made a wish list video, I believe it was like a part two. Yeah, it's sort of like a part two or like a continuation of it. And I did throw in Katakuri at least like twice, Like in the first one, threw in Katakuri in there because it's Katakuri. And the second one, same thing, it's Katakuri. But now that he's, gonna be playable in the game, that's great. Now we just gotta figure out on how much they're gonna incorporate like his move set into the game, because that's also gonna be a big question that a lot of people are gonna be asking. Like, whenever we play through the game and everything, like we're probably gonna get instructions of it later, but when we play through the game, like how in the world are we supposed to be unlocking like ultimate attacks, like specials, or combo attacks? Like, how are we supposed to unlock all of these? Does it happen by growth by level, like how all the other Pirate Warriors games works, or does it work by like you have to do certain things in order to unlock those combos? Like combos or ultimates. Like, do you have to do like a certain thing in the game in order to unlock them? You know, because once we get that answered, or at least if we go and play the game and it tells us on how we do it, that's gonna really just answer that question already. Like, that's cool. Because that's probably been the one thing that's racking through my head though. Because, I'm looking at some characters that still sort of have the same moveset. Like, some of them haven't changed. Like, I'll give them that. Some of them have them changed. But then some of them kind of have it to where their moves are the same. Like Zoro's and Sabo's. I mean, Zoro's could change, like they could give him different other moves. His awakening most definitely could be changed to where, like if you can change awakenings too, that'd be cool. Because Zoro's awakening definitely needs to be changed to where, like he's able to make it to where his swords can go black and, his attacks can get greater to where he can, to where he can use black sword attacks. Because, like basically we already know Zoro was going to be a playable character and everything, but it's just whenever they show that he was playable in Wano, and he's still using the same attacks that he's, basically been having like since, the first, the second, and the third game, really, like all three. Like, they need to change that. Like, Zoro doesn't need to be like, nerfed down to where he doesn't need to be like, overpowered. Like, Zoro should be overpowered. Like he's one of the monster trio kind of characters. Like, don't get me wrong, when it came to Pirate Warriors 3, like, yeah, Zoro most definitely, was overpowered as crap. Like, all of his combos were good. His special attacks were also good, especially the Purgatory Onigiri. Like, that's a one-hit kill move. Like, flat out. Like, it does a lot of damage. But, but then whenever we get to 4, like, 4, takes place, like, it's like from the continuation of Dressrosa to go to Wano. Like, it doesn't start from Dressrosa. Like, it doesn't start from there. It starts from Alabasta, which I wish it didn't. But they're not changing that from what I hear. That's sad. Um, but anyway, though, like, we get the continuation of Dressrosa, in which basically they defeat Doflamingo, Gear Force, all that kind of stuff. But during that meantime, like during the meantime with all that battle, like all the battles going on in Dressrosa, um, Zoro, like is fighting Pika, but yet he also activates his Black Blade technique. He activates like the armament hardening in his swords, in which changes him to black. Like Shusui is already black, but making it more black. But as for Kotetsu and or not Yubashiri, that sword's gone. But as for Kotetsu and Kotetsu and I can't remember the other one. It starts with an O. He got it from Kawina. I remember it was Kotetsu, and it was like it wasn't Onigiri. It was something close to that, I think. It'll probably hit me back in the head later. I'm sorry, but both of those swords would become black blades. But it's just not seeing that in Pirate Warriors 4, especially whenever it's Wano, whenever Zoro's incorporated into Wano. When I don't see that, I'm just thinking like, are they forgetting Zoro got a big like power buff, showing that he can make his blades black? Like black blade techniques, like Mihawk's and the Shusui are most definitely the most powerful. Like, whenever Zoro fought, Ryuma and everything, like, which, of course, I hope they incorporate that in the fourth game with the story, because if they don't, they're basically going to make the same mistake they did in the third game, to where, Thorbark was more like the main focus was Morty. Like, Hogback, Absalom, Hogback and Absalom and Ryuma were never, like, the main focuses. Like, Perona was sort of a main focus, but it felt like anybody that reached there could have attacked her. And I'm just thinking, like, nah. Like, it had to be, like, Usopp versus Perona. Like, that's what the fight had to be. But, yeah. But anyway, though, um, it's just, like, the way how Ryuma used the sword, that wasn't correct, though. But whenever Zoro had Shusui, he kind of realized it had greater potential than he thought. Like, a lot of the slashing attacks and stuff. But, but apparently, like, but apparently, though, if they don't, like, incorporate, like, the black blades and everything, like, at all, that's gonna be, like, a big bad, and that's gonna be like, okay, don't try to throw it in as a DLC, don't try to, get us to buy this and everything, like, as a little token of, like, oh, we're sorry we didn't incorporate it in there, but here, have this for, like, like $7 or something, like $7 to $10, just to pay for, like, this one, like, awakening set or something, and it's, Zoro's Black Blade, awakening technique. Like, you're gonna pay $10 just to get this. It's like, no, like, this should have already been incorporated into the game, like, long ago. Like, this. Don't be lazy. I mean, like, I know we just got Katakuri. I know we got snakeman, which I'm hyped for both. But, you know, like, just how I felt about the story and everything, and also some of the movesets with some characters, it's, like, making me think, like, is Bandai really gonna make Pirate Warriors 4 the best? Or is it gonna make it the worst? You know? Like, playable way, it looks like it's pretty good. You could do jump combos now. Like, you don't actually have to go and do combos that actually can launch you in the air, and you can do combos that way. Like, no, there's a flat out jump button this time. Like, you can actually jump. I don't know if they made it to where you could double jump. I don't know if you can double jump or just, regular jump in the air. But Carrot most definitely probably only gets, like, just one jump, or maybe she gets a double jump. Who knows? But, it's just, I hope that they really don't screw this up. Like, we already got Katakuri and everything. We got Snake Man, like I just mentioned. And somebody also made a comment on PS3's video, showing us the scans and stuff. Also, shout out to that guy, too. Um, it's just, like, somebody also said that if they don't get the costumes right, which, that's also a big major flaw, too. It is. If they don't get the costumes right for the characters, that's going to be a really big downside, too. Because in all three of the games, like, I mean all three, when it came to all three, they didn't really focus, at all with a lot of the costumes for the characters. It was just flat out, the combat and the story, like, at least some of it. And, just majority of it was, like, doing a lot of, like, incorporation of moves, like, special moves, ultimate attacks, and, combos with all characters. I mean, I get that, that's cool, but, costumes are also a must too, Like, I feel like that was also the biggest thing ever that was the biggest thing ever on, Bandai and Koei Tecmo's, fault and everything, that, they did that, like, that they did that, and they didn't even think, like, oh, wait a minute, like, yeah, they requested costumes to be right this time for all the characters. It's like, okay, like, they're just sitting down on their chairs, and they're just like, how are we gonna do this? Like, for Luffy, we already, can reuse the same models, from him, from the previous games, and all we really gotta do is just, kind of incorporate new ones, with new costumes that are coming in the game, you know. And then whenever it comes to the other Straw Hat characters or other characters that got kind of new costume developments, like they go and look at them and they're like, did these guys really have much costume changes, over the story? And it's like, a lot of them did, but a lot of them didn't, and they're like, here's what we're gonna do. We're only gonna do like just a few. We're not gonna do all of them. We're only gonna do a few. Like, and that's how it's gonna be. And I'm just thinking, like, they don't need to be doing none of that. They don't need to be doing, like, to where it's lazy. To where, to where they only focus, like, on one character for costumes. Like, they gotta focus on everybody, you know? Like, the one thing that got me mad most of all, which was one of the Straw Hat characters, was Zoro. And the only reason why I got mad with Zoro's costume for all three of the games was because he was wearing his Enies Lobby outfit the entire time. The entire time. I mean, not the second one. The second one, he was wearing his time skip to wear, the New World outfit and everything, Like, I guess that makes sense, sort of, because that one wasn't really a story. It was really, like, filler. But, but they still had it to where you can go wear their pre-time skip outfits, I believe. Like, to where you can go and wear, like, their old ones. And, it did show that, it was also an Enies Lobby outfit, too. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. No. Like, just no. And then whenever it came to the third game, like, I made a discussion, about Pirate Warriors 4 before, like, basically what I wished for it. And costumes was also a big major thing that I was hoping for, like, with Zoro most definitely. Because I got mad with Zoro's, like, the others I got mad with too, but with Zoro's was like a main big, like, what are you doing? You know? Because of the fact that it was, like, the only thing that they ever did as quote unquote changes was that, there was his original where, he still has his three swords, but, like, two of them are basically not named and only one of them is, which is, basically the sword that he always carries around with him. Um, and then, yeah. And then, basically it shows the costume for Logtown, and it shows that, he's got, like, the cut and everything, like, he's got the stitches, like, across his chest, and I'm just like, okay, like, we know it's there and everything, but we're gonna figure it out. Like, we're gonna figure out it's there later on, whenever we get to, like, like, I mean, like, I see what Bandai and Koei Tecmo was trying to do, but, like, we already know it was there. Like, we already knew the scar was there. And eventually, I think, like, in some arcs, we actually do get to see part of the stitched up scar that he's got across his chest. Like, we do get to see that. So technically, they don't really need to incorporate it in there, like, oh yeah, like, Zoro, he, oh yeah, like, you gotta notice the scar on his chest and everything, because he got stitches, like, either, like, after Arlong Park or, like, during Logtown, yeah, because it's a Logtown outfit, and he got that. It's like, no, we don't need to know that, because we already knew he got it, you know? At least for the people that are just, play One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 and don't even know the story. Like, yeah, I could give them credit for that, but that's kind of their fault for kind of not, reading or watching the series first and just thinking like, oh, I can play the games and think I know the story. It's like, no, you're actually gonna go and watch, either the anime or read the manga and actually know where, he got the stitches from. Like, you gotta know where he got that from, you know? And, but also, I believe, yeah, there was another one. Yeah, the other one was, yeah, the other one, Well, I mean, Lockdown didn't only just have, the stitches across his chest there. It also had it to where he also got the Katetsu the third, and he also got the Yubashiri sword. Like, he got both of those. And then we cut all the way over to, like, it was either, like, Thriller, or no, it wasn't, like, a Thriller Bark costume. It was Sabaody, in fact, I think it said. Like, it said a Sabaody costume. And, what it showed, what it showed basically was that, all it showed was that it was Zoro in the same outfit, but except, he's not carrying the Yubashiri anymore because that sword got rusted. And so, he's carrying the Shusui sword, like he's carrying the Black Blade. That's cool, I guess, but the costume is still wrong, Like, he's not wearing, the red and white, striped, shirt or something that he wears, and like it's just not right, Like, it's just not right that he's, not wearing the right outfit and everything, Like, it's great that they incorporated, the sword and everything. Like, he got the Shusui sword, he got that, but it's not right for the fact that his costume doesn't match. That's why I'm just like, okay, like, that's wrong, Like, he's still wearing an Enies Lobby outfit, and even though you only just gave him one new sword, that doesn't change nothing. Like, he still doesn't look right. He should have been, like, he should have been changed out of this outfit, because it's already 2 arcs later from that. He should have already had his changed outfit and everything from, like, to the last arc, you know? And then, like, we get to the new world, like, I appreciate whenever it comes to, um, like, the return of Sabaody, like, I appreciate that, and then a bit of Punk Hazard because he still wears that, or, well, not a bit of Punk Hazard, it's Fishman Island, sorry, well, also a bit of Punk Hazard as well, he still wears it, but then, later on, he gets himself another new outfit that is, like, basically getting a big old coat, because of Kinemon's ability. Like, Zoro gets, or no, it's not Kinemon's ability. I don't think so, no. Kinemon's ability was with, Sanji and the other ones, but Zoro had to go and take the coat from one of the Centaur guys. Um, but, you see what I'm saying, though? Like, Zoro got himself another new outfit that was, like, a big old coat, because he was, walking and running through the winter, or at least the winter side of Punk Hazard. Like, that's what he was running through. And, like, there was that, and there was also the disguises that they had to wear for, Dressrosa, Like, where Zoro was wearing, the sunglasses, he had on, like, the white mustache, and I think a little bit of, like, a goatee or a beard. I don't think it was probably just a white mustache. And it was also, like, a black suit as well. Like, Zoro was wearing a black suit. And I was just like, where's that? Where's that costume? Where's Dress Rosa for, Zoro? And we didn't get that, We didn't get that. The only, Dress Rosa costumes they ever gave us, at least, I don't, like, I guess I can understand a little bit, but I just don't understand why it was only just them. Whenever we had literally the entire Straw Hat group was literally, in Dress Rosa. They already had, new outfits and everything. It was Nami and Robin. Nami and freaking Robin. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand why. It was for fan service reasons. I mean, already whenever Oda already, drew, like, the design for Robin and Nami's outfits for the arc, yeah, like, fan service all the way. But, but to just incorporate that just in the game, no. Like, like, no. We already have, like, we already have basically, other characters, But, yeah. So, this will be the end of the video, though. I just wanted to go and, just talk about that. And also going on a little bit of a rant, really, for costumes. I'm sorry, but you know, costumes is definitely a must because if it never happens, I'm just gonna be like, what are you doing? But anyway, though, you know, give a like to the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and leave a comment down below if, you know, like what your thoughts are and everything about, you know, the Katakuri and Snakeman being playable. Well, I mean, technically Gear 4th is more like an awakening and everything, and so I think Snakeman is just like gonna be another part of the awakening. Um, I'll probably be making another video later on today, talking about World Seeker, because I tried to go and do that, like, yesterday, or not yesterday, but I think it was like the day before yesterday, but basically got interrupted, basically, so I have to go and remake it again, um, but yeah, but, you know, I hope you all enjoyed the video. This will be the One Piece King. I'll be signing out. Bye.